All right, what is up, guys? This is Point Blank episode 4, and we are going to be talking about a whole bunch of fun topics. We're going to talk about arc raiders, we're going to talk about AI in games, but we're also going to have a huge debate on the Mount Rushmore of MMORPGs. But I had to bring the best panel to talk about these things, and the first one that's going to be coming and joining the stage is none other. My wife bought this. Blake, how are you doing? Repeat customer. How are you, brother?
I am doing excellent, my friend. I'm excited to speak all things MMOs, and here's a little teaser. My obligatory image starter right here. A little bit bop bop bop. So we'll be talking about some of this stuff in a little while.
Who's that square, dude?
Who is that? I don't know. We'll cover that in a little while. Don't worry, boys. Don't worry, boys.
And so Blake has another one for bringing graphics. So I'll give you start off with a strong 2 there. Next up is going to be the first-time guest, Sam. He's denied me 4 times, but no longer. What's up, Sam, buddy? How are you doing today?
Yeah, finally found a little bit of space in the schedule. You're welcome, everybody, for gracing this beautiful show with my presence. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I've been looking forward to this.
It's a little bit tough now. You know what I mean? Being CMO of a game studio is pretty freaking dang tough. I made the Mount Rushmore to get back at you though for the pick one. We also have Dub coming and joining back again. Dub, how are you doing?
I mean, clearly I have way too much free time is what realizing out the gate, but doing great, dude. It's killer new year already. I thought we were going to do this last week, so I was ready last week, but I don't know.
That's if I had a -1 on myself, I would give it to myself, Dub. And then another person that is going to be repeating the show, he went viral last time on this show. Knock, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. Listen, you're going to give Blake 2 points for showing a picture of an MMO. What do I get for playing RuneScape right now?
Oh, dude, you get a couple points. You get a couple points for sure on this side of things. All right, but today we have a fantastic show. Again, we have a lot of things to talk about, but CD Projekt Red, ex-devs, and all that stuff that worked on Witcher 3 and everything like that. But we're definitely going to rate it right now. What we're going to do here is we're going to talk about, hey, are you buying this at launch? Are you waiting for a Steam sale? Or are you just passing on the game entirely? So let's get right to it.
See how easy it is to put a little content warning?
They already did this before. This was Diablo.
Oh, the running shot. The iconic running shot.
I love a walking simulator.
That was it?
That was it.
But I do have some stuff prepared for you guys. I did also have like some of the gameplay that was on X, and this is what it looks like. But it looks exactly like Witcher 3.
I was going to say, are we sure this isn't just a Witcher 3 mod?
Yeah, this is just an add-on. This is $9.99 on Saturday, available this week.
That's hilarious.
Oh, they chop all the limbs off, though.
Dude, look at so much more than walking, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's
teleportation. That is literally so much more than walking.
So much.
Wouldn't you just fast travel? Isn't that
wow.
also the same?
Look at the shadows.
All right.
That was
Expedition
kind of
33
cool.
is
Tell me down
ruined
here.
all this stuff for me.
Yeah, exactly. Blake, what are you doing? You buying this on launch? Or are you waiting for a Steam sale? Or are you just passing? Sam, what are you doing, buddy?
I didn't even finish Witcher, but I did try it. There's not a world in which you could get me to play this unless you're paying me.
The whole genre of games do that. All right, Dub, how about you?
That's great. I mean, like, I'll buy it on the next winter sale for 75% off.
Heck yeah, you will.
And I'll give it a whirl and then probably not play it again.
And just never play it ever again. It's just in the library with 0 playing hours. How about you, Knock?
The ball guy is cute.
Nice.
I am not playing this. Like, this to me looks like Assassin's Creed and The Witcher, and they took a bunch of things that they liked from the trailers of those games and like, fuck it, let's throw them all together.
Yep.
This is not exciting. This looks like we said, this looks like DLC for The Witcher 3. This is the remastered version DLC. Pick it up in December, play it for 3 hours, and go, no, I've played this game. I don't really want to play the rest of it.
Witcher 3 with an added teleport and you walk on walls. That's it. And
I will say the teleportation animation is sick.
Yeah, that
is clean. I really do like that. And I'm wondering if there's like some vampire. Dawnwalker makes me feel like this is like some vampire game. That might change it.
It is a vampire game.
Okay. That might change it for me. If this is Underworld the game, then I'm buying this on release and I'm playing
Yeah.
it nonstop.
Nice.
But from the look of it, it was just Witcher, but with vampires.
I personally would have bought it. So I'm one of those ones that are like against the panel on
Wow.
this one. I actually want to play this. I love Witcher. Any of those specific devs that are doing this and like have creative freedom and expression, I'm excited about this. And also like vampire specific Witcher sounds pretty freaking dope. But I guess Witcher is kind of like somewhat of a vampire in some ways too, in some of his like powers
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I know. So I guess
Peyton's
I guess
looking
you
for
guys
that
are right.
sponsorship, dude. There's not a prayer. Not
Yeah,
a
we got-
prayer I'm paying anything for
Point
this.
Blank has not been sponsored yet. Please sponsor me. All right, so now we have Jurassic Jurassic Park Survival on this one. Blake actually sent this over to me and was like, "Hey, we should react to this one on the show." So let's do it.
If it's bad, do we get minus points to Blake?
Hey,
we'll get mine
I haven't
first.
watched it. I just heard Jurassic Park Survival Game, and I was like, I want to play this.
For this place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real.
I'm buying this.
Definitely the nostalgia feel.
I don't even need the rest of the
Can
trailer. I'm
anyone
in.
hear me?
Oh, really?
This is Dr. Maya Joshi. I've been left behind on Isla Nubla.
Is this going to be a survival game though, or is this going to be like a main protagonist?
Is
Yeah,
this-
you scared me with that talk. I thought
is
for sure it was a
cinematic, right?
survival game. Yeah, this is cinematic.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was gonna say surely this.
It's
game
gotta
doesn't
be,
look
right?
as good.
It has to be. No, it has
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. They're recreating the iconic scene, dude.
Yeah,
They're pandering.
They're pandering hardcore.
It's targeted me.
Pander me up, baby.
Oh, don't kick the spoon. She kicks
Oh,
the spoon
God.
every time.
Everybody knows.
Dude, if this is like The Forest but with dinosaurs,
Anyone there?
That's yeah.
Sign me
That's
up.
that's what I was saying. That's
you
exactly
give
what
me
I
a
was
dinosaur
saying.
horror survivor game, yeah.
Please let me and my boys get wrecked
No.
by a T-Rex.
I
What's
got
the
a
age
prediction. This is going to be their competitor to Ark. Ark has been absolutely eating the
perfect.
dinosaur lunch. They're just going to make Ark with Jurassic Park theme.
I'm down. I'll play that reskinned version and check it out.
Yeah, this sounds
Crazy.
like pros only.
As long as the Raptors have AI, I'm cool with
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Imagine you and your boys getting wrecked by a pack of raptors.
Man, they did so much pandering on this.
Oh,
it.
here we
Here we
go.
go.
This is why it makes me think that this is not a survival game.
Yeah,
and that
you're
this
right.
is just a main protagonist.
Yeah, you're
Which,
right.
if that is the case, screw this game. I'm not
Yeah,
playing.
because then this is just Indiana Jones.
But what's
Jurassic.
in
Yeah,
cold
exactly.
storage? But what's in cold storage?
Yo,
Alright,
Bitcoin.
I'm gonna go learn more at JurassicParkSurvival.com.
yeah.
So the thing that like also, if you're going to put your name survival in the title, you have to be a
Yeah.
survival game. Like, there's no way that you should put this like as in like Uncharted or Tomb Raider, but for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that looked sick. Am I the only one who thinks that looks fucking
No, it
Yes.
looks cool, but
Yes.
Like, I mean, Peyton's covering the big problem, though. It's like, if it is not a survival game, I'm not really interested in playing a single story campaign where I'm going through and just playing the game or playing the movie again. But if I'm surviving with my peeps, my boys, Arc Raider style in this world, I am 100% all in.
I would agree, but I don't know if that is like the next video of this, Blake, is like the like a docu like series of Maya.
Ugh.
and what are you
Yikes.
what are you collecting in your scenario? Like T-Rex
it's-
shin bones, and those are worth money
Dude,
in this
the-
world.
Just survive.
No. The
Survive in
gameplay-
Jurassic Park is one of like the most.
I'm
coolest
reading this.
specific
I'm
things.
reading this on Steam. It is for sure Indiana Jones Jurassic Park.
Pass.
Which, listen, I'll run from dinosaurs. The most recent Jurassic Park, we watched the most recent Jurassic Park in theaters last year, and the one comment that I had was the running scenes were excellent. So if you can emulate the running scenes from that movie in a video game, and you give me 40 hours of running away from dinosaurs in different ways, I'm in.
The only way
listen,
to do that is
looks
like
good.
to make it a Crash Bandicoot freaking like redo.
Even better.
I'm running away from this game in 40 different ways, dude.
You're
Don't
gonna give
worry.
me Crash Bandicoot, but Jurassic Park? Sign me up.
Yeah, Dub, you get some bonus points for making me laugh.
I don't know if there's actually a way for them to take all this nostalgic stuff and make us want to play it as a video game. Like, I really enjoyed 30 seconds of being like, oh, I remember watching that part as a kid. Yeah. But do I want to spend like my next 3 weekends trying to fight through what's essentially going to be Tomb Raider with dinosaurs?
Yeah, I mean, we would
probably not. I'm 33.
We would probably be excited just listening to the opening scene and hearing the music and just having the title flash and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
like,
it's a low
real,
I'll pay 15 for that.
Jurassic Park game that is exciting is it came out in October. It was Jurassic World Evolution 3, and it was like Zoo Tycoon, but Jurassic Park. That was fun. I bought that. I bought it immediately. That's a great game. That's something you can sink 100 hours into. Maybe the running experience is not.
Nice. I looked at that one, but I never bought it. So hearing that review, maybe I'll go check that one out because I mean I like sim games in general. So.
All right. Well, the next trailer is going to be a nice one. It's going to be from Blizzard, and I guess the only thing that is good from Blizzard nowadays is their trailers. So let's watch it.
Wow. Really set us up to be weighted on that opinion.
The path to domination is paved with the souls of the willing. Soon, all of Sanctuary will be bathed in hatred. And none shall
15 seconds.
What I love that.
That was a sick camera.
There it is. There it is.
+1 for Sam for calling the hammer prediction market on Diablo trailer.
Oh, the shield too.
So sick.
Bro.
Dude, pulled through the sword. Are you kidding me?
Blizzard still has the best trailers, hands down. They still do.
That's
Oh, what a freaking scene, dude.
Savage.
can stand against the inevitable.
Oh, he's happy about it.
Oh yeah, he is. You activated my trap card.
Playing Yu-Gi-Oh over here.
all of this in an itty bitty
So
package.
Diablo Immortal.
Don't you have phones?
Don't you have phones? Prepare for the reckoning. April 28th, guys. Are we buying this instant? Are we waiting for it to be on sale?
I pre-ordered
just
this,
based
and I
on
got
the
the Paladin class already, and I am buying it instant. Play Diablo?
That's crazy.
So some lore about Dub, right? So people probably have never heard of this game. It's called Seraph, right? Probably only the people in this specific room know what Seraph is. It is a complete Diablo clone. And Dub comes to me and says, yo, this game is so freaking sick. It's so amazing. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's
totally
send it
unique
to me. And it's completely Diablo 2, just pretty much source code and all. I'm like, dude, this is not something. You have played Diablo, Dub. It's called Seraph.
No, that was Diablo 2 at home.
Just 10 years late.
Yeah, just 10 years late on this. But what about you, Knock? Are you getting this?
Yeah, dude, absolutely. One, Blizzard hammers the cinematics better than anybody else.
100%.
If that was a movie,
Crazy.
I'd be going to watch this on release date. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
absolutely.
awesome. No better way to introduce a class that people have been asking for in the most hype way possible. Demonstrate a couple of the abilities in the class. Show the most brutal kill I've seen in a trailer ever, ripping that demon in half, pulling it through the sword. Just absurd. Yeah, I'm buying it on day one. Diablo has not missed with their patches and their DLCs yet, and it's a lot of fun. You gave me the Paladin. You allowed me to get access to it earlier by just pre-purchasing the patch. Of course I'm playing it on day one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. How about you, Sam? You getting this on launch day?
Dude, based off the trailer, you absolutely have to. These are the best trailers in the industry, hands down, period. And that includes League of Legends, that's responsible for spending $250 million on Arcane. So that says a lot. With that being said, I'm not a super big fan of Diablo 4. I loved 3. I loved 2 even more. I just keep feeling like we're straying further and further from God, and you putting the Paladin class in there isn't going to convince me otherwise. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I probably will buy it at some point, but it's going to be something I play just to say I touched it and I know what it's like, and then I'm going to ignore it for another year.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Blake? Rounding you out, bud.
I mean, the easy go-to here is purchase it on day one, go through the campaign, watch every cinematic, every cutscene, and then drop it in the trash after that. Multiplayer is not worth it anymore in this game, and go back to Path of Exile 2.
Yeah, well, good to go. Path of Exile 2 is freaking... I've been playing with Blake. It's a lot of fun. Absolutely a lot of fun. All right, that rounds out the trailer reactions, but one thing to kind of warm us up before we get into heavy debates here is that we saw this on Twitter. Sam sent it to me. It says, Uncharted 4 losing Game of the Year to Overwatch in 2016 is still the biggest robbery in gaming history. Sam, you sent this to me, buddy. Why don't you start us off? Do you believe that it was a robbery from Uncharted 4 losing to Overwatch in 2016?
Personally, I don't. Overwatch completely defined a category of games that didn't exist. Like, the hero shooter did not exist. The same year, though, Titanfall 2 came out, which is largely considered the greatest mech shooter to ever exist. And so there's a world in which that also got robbed. And then two that weren't even nominated, Stardew Valley and Dark Souls 3. So we possibly had like 4 snubs, but I think that realistically Overwatch is still considered one of the best games in the world if you ignore 2 and just go back to all the stuff before they made those ridiculous promises that they weren't able to keep. So I think it was the right call for Overwatch to win. But Stardew Valley, like I think they've sold like 50 million copies.
Yeah.
You could easily make a case there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Knock, what about you, buddy? You're a big guy. I saw you sing Titanfall. Not winning was also something that
not
you were kind of
even remotely close to a snub. To Sam's point, at best, this game was 5th best game of the year. It was an incredible game. 2016 was just one of the best game years on record, at least as far as I can remember. Overwatch was a cultural phenomenon. They introduced AR roleplay to like introduce new characters. They had people going to real life locations to find out information about the characters that they were delivering. It was a game that was so large it inspired a World Cup where talent from across the globe would represent their country and compete for a championship in Overwatch. It was a game that was so big it introduced the concept of esports leagues where billion-dollar organizations from traditional sports were buying $30 million slots to participate in the Overwatch League. It was the biggest game of the year. It's one of the biggest games of the decade. Because the game has gone downhill, does not change what that game was like in the first few years after launch. It was an incredible game. So was Uncharted. Let me be clear. Uncharted was an awesome game.
Fantastic.
But to Sam's point, Stardew was better. Dark Souls 3 was better. Titanfall, I will say, not better. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But there was at least 3 or 4 titles above Uncharted in 2016. Overwatch is a category definer. It was a genre definer. It was an era definer. It was a game that sort of revived esports in a way that we hadn't seen it be revived in the last 15, 20 years prior. So no, Overwatch was Game of the Year 2016. It's also the biggest fumble of a developer in the last decade and a half for sure as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. To make it worse is that they had to wait for Marvel Rivals to come out to do anything. That sucks.
Yep.
It sucks as a community to feel like you're just getting snubbed and you want changes and then nothing happens. Dub.
Yeah, dude, play this again while I freaking rant. This is insane that Uncharted 4 was even included in this after hearing all this insanity. Like, all we do is run around from building to building and then jump on a dude's back. Like, that doesn't qualify anywhere near Game of the Year for Overwatch, for Stardew Valley. Like, Uncharted 4 is lucky to even be included. It's obscene. It's probably because PlayStation paid for the sponsorship and like just wanted to put their title there, and that's why it's there. It's absurd to me. Like, this post has been rage bait since it's been out, and it just makes me mad.
100% it's rage bait. But I would also say Uncharted's a fantastic game. I
nowhere near Game of the Year, and like especially in a year of fucking goats that this was.
It's a fantastic game, and it is the best Uncharted they ever made by far. They also tried to add multiplayer. If multiplayer didn't suck, it would have been probably Game of the Year because it never really was able to bridge that gap. What I will say, though, is it might be Game of the Year because if you use the Dougie animation for Nathan Drake, that's actually my brother doing the mocap. So,
That is sick. That is sick.
And
Awesome.
that's where the show comes out, ladies and gentlemen. I knew.
Yeah, there it is. The plug.
That's definitely,
Give me some of his points. That's insane.
Can we add in a video of him doing that at some point in here?
-2 for
I do
for
have that
Sam
somewhere.
to
Yeah,
show
we
it.
got to add that for
And
sure.
then I'll give it to Dub because Dub said that he wanted his points.
Yeah,
all right,
that's
and then
right.
Blake, round us out here, man. Overwatch.
I hate to be the last guy for this one because I can't even argue with any of the points being made. Like Uncharted 4, like all respect to Nathan Drake, but like Overwatch absolutely crushes that. Everybody discussed like it is a genre-defining game. It is. You even said it's sad that Marvel Rivals had to come in and shake things up, that they couldn't just keep the gravy train running, because as Nox said, the ability to actually start a sport basically around your game that had countries being represented, groups being represented, people like clamoring to represent certain areas was like amazing, and watching that like felt like you were a part of something. Like there's been no other like esports game where I got in and I actually picked a team that like I wanted to continue rooting for. Like I had favorites during the Dota series, like I would have different teams. I'd kind of mix around for different
The shill of
Yes, there we go.
That is pretty freaking sick.
Yeah,
I'm losing points for this. I'm losing points for my brother being in the game of the year. What the fuck?
It is your brother. It is your brother. So
You lost
I'll give
points,
some.
but at least the towels are dry.
What do I get about shilling this? You think he's paying me a fucking referral fee, boys? What the fuck?
You're getting points. You're getting points. You're getting points. But I still give Dub the points that he asked for earlier in the show. All right, switching gears here for this, we have a pretty like meaty topics, and the reason why I wanted to like have this meaty topic conversation is that all of us have been in the gaming industry now for the last like 3 years. We've worked at game studios, we've worked at different types of things, and we kind of know the ins and outs of these kind of decisions that happen around this. And so what I wanted to first talk about is the first article, which is Arc Raiders hits 12 million copies sold as it tops 3.2 million DAU, which is freaking absolutely insane. But the one thing that they have been is they've been very open about using AI, right? We have this about like Larian, a whole bunch of other ones. We'll get to them a little bit later. But in terms of this, what does this
game? You have to purchase this game. I mean, that is like telling you that people are all on board. Like the narrative always has to change somewhere. It is changing with Arc Raiders. Like it will continue to change. People are going to break down the walls for all of this AI nonsense, and they are going to show how to utilize it in the game perfectly to your advantage. They're going to keep generating things in the world. They're going to keep generating like bosses, content that is going to always refresh itself because of these changes and these things that are adapting to the game. I am so excited for at least minimum 5 more years of Arc Raiders being close to the top, if not the top, and I will be there for every single extraction. I will be living and breathing Esperanza, my friends.
Love it, love it. Knock, I also know that you're a big Arc Raiders fan. You also wanted it to be nominated for Game of the Year. How do you feel about this?
Listen, I think the people who are upset about AI in video games are the same people who 100 years ago would have complained that cars were stealing jobs from horses. I think that this is like the advancement of technology. It's an improvement. And I think nuance matters, right? The way that they are leveraging AI matters. This isn't a team like Call of Duty who is selling you AI slop as an expansion pack or as a microtransaction. This is a team who leveraged new technology to create better NPCs, better AI components within the game, things that you'd have to fight, to the point where the Arc in the game are learning. They're updating their behavior based off of their experience against players. On top of all of that, they made that technology free and open source to use for any other game dev who wants to build something similar. So they're leveraging AI in a way that is making the game more impactful. They're leveraging AI in a way that makes it more fun for you to play. They're leveraging AI in a way that allow other devs to create better NPCs with in-game experiences. This isn't Call of Duty selling you a banner that 4 people and $20 worth of credits on Claude spun up and then put in the game as a microtransaction. The nuance matters here. AI is not all bad. And if you hate AI because it's AI, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, I can tell you the AI is getting better or I'm getting dramatically worse, because last night, that Rocketeer was on me like white on rice, dude.
Struggling.
It was freaking rough, dude. I'm like, dude,
Rocketeers,
how the frick do
I
I
have
get the freaking
nightmares
out of here?
about Rocketeers, dude. They hunt me down. You can't run away from them.
Space Jesus is no joke. Space Jesus is no joke, my friend.
Absolutely not, dude. I don't know. We limped to the extraction point, dude. We had like freaking a bar, like a little bar of health.
I mean, we were screaming into our mics for random people to help out, and then we're celebrating on the dead body as the random people came out from the woodworks to help us.
Yes, it was definitely a tale of us convincing people to kill it for us, because we were definitely on free loadouts. Sam, I have a different question for you and Dub, actually. One of the things that they've implemented and they have been publicly about is that they don't do skill-based matchmaking. They do behavioral-based matchmaking, which is talking about how you actually play the game. So if you're going to be PvPing quite more, you're going to be put into lobbies that people PvP. Like, is that a very innovative way to use AI? And is there any other things that you guys have seen in the specific AI space that, that's pretty freaking innovative?
Yeah, I think behavior and skill-based matchmaking are two things that we're going to see a ton of. And honestly, behavior not just from play style, but being able to take all of the toxic people and putting them into their own lobby is like a fucking manna from heaven. I mean, can you imagine lobbies of nothing but just the most toxic people having to eat their own medicine that they've been delivering to everybody else? That is the true punishment that we've been waiting for. Anybody can get banned for a weekend and be like, whatever, I'll come back next weekend. It is a special layer of hell to have to do nothing except for play with people that feed down mid lane, play with people that hurl insults about your mother and use racial slurs. Like, enjoy that, buddy, and see if you're still playing the game in 6 months. I absolutely love that. AI anti-cheat also better be coming to save us, because our tolerance for dealing with this kind of stuff is going to go down to near zero. There's so many compelling games. There's at least 100 games coming out in 2026 that I would like to play, and there's no way that I play more than 10 of them. And so a company or a process significantly better, they will do it, and they do not care what you think. That's why we have sawdust in our Parmesan cheese. That's why beaver anal glands are recognized as natural flavoring, which is a real thing. You can look it up.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to care as long as we keep having situations like this where it disproves the stigma. You can have a super high quality game despite AI being a big part of the process.
Yeah, and it absolutely improves the experience of the game as well, too.
I can't wait to hear our first stories of people rebuying the game on a new account because they fucked up their algorithm so bad they don't even want to join their own lobbies. They're like, I just got to restart. Fuck.
I need to reset.
Yeah, that's more capitalism, baby. Just more $40 game in there just to restart your account is freaking nuts. All right, round us out on this topic, and then we're going to talk about cock-a-doodie.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. The behavioral matchmaking thing is like their biggest thorn in their foot right now, actually, because our graders can't decide if they want to be a skill-based game or a casual game. It seems like the devs aren't standing there and planting a flag and saying we're a casual game. And the reason why that's a thorn is because if it's a casual game that I didn't think they expected to end up in, but being able to switch and pivot would be cool if they come out with some sort of option that is skill-based in the future. But today they're pigeonholed into being a casual game by the behavioral matchmaking, because casuals are with casuals, hardcore people are with hardcore people, and at the end of the day, it still puts the noobiest of people with Cairo, at the end of the day, which is we don't want to see. And
they also do have like the player liquidity though to be able to handle both, right? And I think that's like the big thing here is that the behavioral matchmaking as well as skill-based matchmaking, to layer that on top of each other, requires also a lot of player liquidity, which they seem to have. And so they do have like that. But if you only have like 20 people playing your freaking game, they're going to be playing together, right?
Don't worry, we got 3 million. Don't worry, we got 3 million. Don't worry, boys.
No, that is something to worry about, because at the end of the day, is their studio ready to handle that? And I don't think they are. They're probably sprinting to grow and scale and match capacity to what they're hitting.
Brother,
right now,
they've scaled 3.2 million DAU, 12 million copies sold. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about operations on the ops side to be able to service those 3.2 million.
I don't have any issues at all. I get all my stuff back when I'm playing against somebody that hacks. Like, dude, it is
crazy,
it is functioning quite well. And
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying for them to go do the next step and to grow even further, they need to be a larger studio.
We got to fact check Dub. I'm pretty sure skill-based matchmaking is part of it as well as behavioral-based. Like, I'm pretty sure like a kill-death ratio is part of the algorithm that they're using. So
yeah. It probably is, but it also requires, like I said, like a lot of people, which they do have. Knock, you're muted right now. I know that I saw you. I tried hearing you talk and stuff like that.
Oh, I was just yelling at Dub as well.
Fine.
Fine. Let it happen. It's also why we love it. But we're going to talk about the next section here, and just to set it up for the people here in the audience as well too. Black Ops 7 peak player count plummets to historic lows. Overtaken by VR Chat and Dead by Daylight. Yeah, got to put some respect on Dead by Daylight. That's like more of a negative tone. But in terms of this aspect, Black Ops and Call of Duty as a whole has been kind of just taking some licks over the last like couple years, I would say, in terms of the launch. And then we have a whole bunch of people that are like just kind of revolting against this. My question to the panel here, and we'll start with Blake here, is this a product of like people not trusting Call of Duty, or is the game just bad?
It's becoming like laughable now. Like it started out as like a serious kind of like fast-paced shooter, and now it's like they've thrown in so many weird modes and like all these different things. I think it's like actually becoming like comical. Like I don't know. You just need to like reset. We have to give up on like Black Ops title. Like we have to go with something completely different now because you have run it into the ground. I think the fact that like it literally is Black Ops 7 is already telling you that we're doing something wrong. Like you're not even skipping like multiple years for some new feature. You're just new year, ship, and like nothing seems to be like improving. And the fact that like hackers in every single game are like ruining it over and over and over again, like solve that before you put on like the next version, and maybe you'll be able to retain some players. Like you're done. Like you're dying here now. Like I think you just shutter it all together and come up with something new.
Right. In terms of that, they probably still make quite a bit of money though. Like
they
regardless,
do. They do.
You know what I mean? It's like, do they just kind of like let the burner specific go and just be like, I'm just going to ship the same thing? Or do they just go straight up to like, hey, this is Black Ops, and then just go to a live service and just like keep it forever into that, right? Like there's a whole bunch of like FIFA modes and FIFA games that are just like, hey, this is FIFA, and you can just buy as like packs open when it comes down to it. Sam, what do you think about this, man? Is like Call of Duty right now probably just toast, or like what do they need to come back from this?
I'm really inclined to say that they'll be fine because there's this, principle in life where the longer that something has been around, the more likely it is to stay around. But the cope with Call of Duty for the longest time has been wait for the Treyarch one. This was the Treyarch one. There is no Treyarch game coming to save you anytime soon, and it sucks. And guess what? The next two are probably going to suck as well. And there's a big problem in gaming right now where if you ask kids, why do they play Fortnite? Why do they play Roblox? The answer is always the same: because my friends play it. And Call of Duty is putting themselves in a position where it's becoming more and more likely that people go, my friends aren't playing it anymore, and so I'm going to go play something else. They're not doing it because it is the best experience they can possibly get. They're doing it because their friends are online and they want to play with their friends. And as soon as that goes away, which happens faster than you would think, they are cooked. We had a topic on my show many, many times about, is this going to consume Battlefield, or is Battlefield going to consume it? And Battlefield won. Nobody thought Battlefield would win. Battlefield is absolutely crushing this iteration of Call of Duty. That being said, there might not be the same level of competition next year. I do think people will continue to give Call of Duties a try. I do think they have enough money to make a good game. Absolutely. Maybe this swings them more towards risk-taking, being willing to make something that's genuinely interesting instead of just kind of running it back turbo with the same stuff. I'm a Modern Warfare 2 maxi. This game went extremely arcade shooter. And it is to the demise of all the people like me that love the sort of hardcore military simulator, like you can snipe across maps and stuff. Everything is an alleyway. It's impossible to have more than like 50 feet between you and another player because there's so many things blocking it off. They've just completely abandoned an entire player segment that has moved on to other things. And so now they're losing another player segment, and you can only do that so many times before nobody's left, man.
Yeah, it really is like just completely demise. I saw one, I was trying to find it while you were talking, about somebody that was playing, and they were older like us, and they were looking at movement, and somebody just like jump across the screen like 17 times and then like killed him, even though they had to jump on them. And that's the worst type of feeling. That's why I think Fortnite no build was one of the best things that happened to Fortnite, because it just dramatically let the entryway for players to play.
Dude, pull up a video of like the quick scoping problem in that game right now. Like it is like laughable. It's not. It's like right click shoot with a sniper rifle, like being used in like every single aspect. I'm like, there's nothing even close to realistic about this anymore. We're either running in with like double shotgun and pistols, or we're like quick scoping on like a sniper rifle.
Boys,
and we're getting
there are a lot of problems with Call of Duty. Your inability to keep up with the kids playing it is not one. Just get good at the game. You know what I mean? Listen. Here's the problem with Call of Duty. These games are on a 4-year development cycle, right? Treyarch built this game. They built Black Ops 6. They built them on a 4-year development cycle. The problem is, over the course of that 4-year period, they were working on Black Ops 6. They touched Black Ops 7. They touched Modern Warfare 2, the remake of the original Modern Warfare 2. They touched Modern Warfare 3. They worked on Vanguard. So sure, it's a 4-year cycle, but when your studio is split We should slow things down. We should strip things back. We should
Right.
give the team time and create them freedom to build this title. And they delivered the most recent Battlefield, which is taking Call of Duty's lunch. Call of Duty has said, we will not be releasing back-to-back titles from the same franchise any further. So you won't have a Black Ops 6 into 7 anymore. They've also said, we're revisiting timelines. We're revisiting how long each game takes to make. We're revisiting the way that those games are made. I think what you're seeing here is a game deliver. That's the problem with Call of Duty, not that you suck. Quick scoping has been around since 2006.
That hurts. You're at 18. You're down to 16 now. And so yeah, that just hurts. I know it's true, but it still doesn't feel good. Dub, what do you think, buddy?
Dude, it's crazy how we're all sitting here nodding our heads yes when Nock comments on studios and operations, but when I say something, we all just fucking lose
You're
our
talking
mind.
about Arc Raiders, which
The
is
difference
I
is
don't-
one
I
of
don't
these
care.
studios is having its worst
Operationally-
year on record, and the other one is Game of the Year candidate.
I don't need the differences. All I know is Black Ops 8 also is clearly dead on arrival. And you two are wild for wanting them to build for boomers. Like, of course they should be building for the next generation. It needs to be more.
They don't have
movement.
money.
Oh, clearly that worked great, Dub.
We have
clearly
money, Dub.
building for the next generation worked out fantastic. You're right.
You're
Dub,
right.
sorry, finish your
Yeah.
point.
No, you're
Continue.
right. It's a bummer, dude. I think the only thing that I want to see from them is to do like just pure remakes of existing titles. I do want to go back to COD 4 and play that. I would go back and play the Modern Warfare 1 and 2 if they just like remastered it or something. Like take a note from Bungie and how they did it with Halo and how they put it all into one offering and shipped it that way. And I think it's time for them to look at that business model rather than dead on arrival, Black Ops, Roman
I
numeral.
got a question. Can anyone name another Call of Duty character other than Soap? Like in the last
Ghost.
like bunch of, is that okay?
That's
Was
it.
Ghost
Ghost
cool?
cool?
You said
I
it
thought
many.
they're-
You had
I
one
don't-
specific.
And
I think the campaign is at best a.
the IP
secondary
doesn't matter,
feature.
dude. The
Yeah.
characters, the
doesn't-
narrative, the story's not why people buy Call of Duty.
No, Blake's point is reasonable though, because the same can be said for Overwatch. But how many Overwatch characters can you mention?
Yeah, but can you name a
Winston,
Fortnite
Tracer.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you what the main three look like. You know?
but
like
I think the
I
difference
could
is
tell
like,
you 74 dances that came out of it.
if you look at all of the gun, like the war
by Matt Stefanini.
games, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you can't name a single character in Battlefield. You don't know the story or the main line. I think the problem with Call of Duty is not that we're getting older, and it's not that the IP is fading. It's that the game, which is meant to be a PvP gunplay game, sucks at what it does, which is PvP gun.
I would say that's a problem. Knock, you got some points for that one. On that one, that's a very strong argument for that. But yeah, it was. I'll send you guys the clip off camera of like the one that like he literally goes like he's trying to shoot somebody through the door and he like
Yeah.
bounces like 5 or 6 times and then gets killed by like a 360 no scope. I'm just like it was so funny, and it was just like my feeling that I've had every single time I boot up Warzone because Oliver loves Warzone and I play with him sometimes, and I'm just like, dude, this is so sweaty and so hard to do, and it's just really getting laid off and all. Indie, Expedition 33, Arc Raiders, super process and operationally driven. Shout out Dub on this side of things. So I want to kind of talk about 3 major studios that have been getting a lot of flack over their processes and operations. One, obviously Arc Raiders, which we talked about, is that the specific CEO, Patrick Soldern, has once again defended the use of AI within his studios, but a whole bunch of outlash. Larian Studios, which is like one of the most beloved ones for BG3, and had the
Dude, like that's a goated founder when he just like leads with "Holy fuck."
And then the last one, which was just like so stupid, the Indie Game Awards disqualifies Claire Obscure Expedition 33 due to Gen AI usage, which was patched like not even whenever they were told that it was a thing. It was like they patched it for themselves whenever they found out that it was still in the game. And so, and there was just a huge
Hilarious.
outlash, and there's a lot of people that were supporting the Indie Game Awards of like, oh, thank you for standing up for artists and all that stuff. What I wanted to do is like get your guys' reaction and like also the back end seats of like we all work for game studios. We've all worked for game studios. What actually is talked about in a game studio about this? Knock, we'll go with you first on this one.
Listen, man, if your opinion matters on if you form your opinion based off of what Moist Critical tells you to hate, then you're going to hate a lot of things in life. And I love the guy, but I think he's one of the big guys who's been pushing against this anti-AI agenda. Look, the Indie Game Awards disqualifying Claire Obscure, great. Nobody knew that award show existed. The only reason why you're in the headlines right now is because you're disqualifying an actual game of the year for something that is as stupid as generative AI usage. I think when you're looking at games, people want more games more frequently, but they also want more expressive games. They want games that go deeper. They want games that explore different pathways and themes. And those things are hard to build because they're expensive to build and they're a risk to build. But when you remove some of those costs or you alleviate some of the barriers to entry for some of those titles, you get games like Arc Raiders. You get games like Claire Obscure. You get games that are able to do things a little bit quicker and a little bit cheaper and deliver titles that are a lot more expressive and fun. Titles unlike Black Ops 7 that everybody hates. Titles that people are excited about. Titles that you're going to talk about for 10 years. These sort of things matter. I think teams who use AI to get the development process started, to get things moving a little bit quicker, to alleviate some of the typical bottlenecks and reduce costs is a good thing, because over time, that doesn't mean less jobs for everybody. It might mean that in the short term, but in the long term, what it means is more games can be built. More games in different genres can be built. More games with different expressions can be built. And that means more jobs for real human beings who are going to be building the lion's share of those games. I think AI tools not only important, but they're a necessity. If you want more games, if you want better games, if you want faster development cycles, if you want to play more things more frequently, and you don't want to be waiting for GTA for 14 years, you need AI tooling to help move things along. I think that anybody with half a brain who's looking at this from a consumer perspective, what does this mean long term? It means more games, better games, more frequently are you going to be getting those games. I think anybody who hates AI because of those two letters, AI, without understanding anything more about it, probably shouldn't be playing games, because you're going to hit a lot of things about games.
Good point. Good points all around. Dub, how about you, Seb?
Yeah, it's just crazy because there's probably these guys hating on AI in this instance are probably interacting with AI customer service agents, reading AI marketing, and like consuming it without even question too, like and think it's human. So like it's just absurd for people to get upset at organized operations trying to streamline and get better. And at the end of the day, if the game is the game you're playing, and if it looks good and is what you want to be doing, then I don't see a freaking problem with it. And holy fuck, guys, like calm down and just, go yell at something else. And
yeah, who's really complaining at the end of the day? Like when it comes to this, is this like just a loud minority that is worried about their jobs? Like Sam, take it from there.
I mean, yeah, I think it's that, and it's also like people sitting on the outside that this is like the coolest, newest thing to white knight about. I'm protecting this thing I love, the games industry. I don't understand why gamers here, we used AI and suddenly become Harvard ethicists with waifu profile pictures. It's crazy to me, dude. This is the storming of Normandy Beach for neckbeards. They react to this stuff the way that I react to Old Yeller being taken out back and shot. But I think it's fair, for the people to be upset at Larian, because clearly it's a mystery. And if the Pirate Bay comes up at all, you're not allowed to be outraged about this. You've been taking jobs from gaming. You've been contributing to subpar experiences. You've been downloading subpar experiences and playing them the entire time. You're not allowed to be mad anymore. I think there will be a counterculture that's like only artisanal gaming experiences where everything was hand-drawn. But most of those studios, if we're being honest, are going to go out of business in the next 5 or 10 years because simply it's going to cost more to create these things, and simply you're not going to be able to tell the fucking difference. And so,
in games, like there is a clear thing. It is either NVIDIA, the government, some sort of chip maker that is clearly like automated this other side of the argument to make sure that they are stimulating everybody to get angry and argue about this thing and bring up AI over and over and over again to kind of like self-perpetuate like the use of AI actually, because there is there is no actual people that don't like it that I have personally met. So this is clearly just some sort of AI representation of what's going on in the space.
And Bush did 9/11, am I right, boys?
Exactly. So now that we have that situated, as much as like I hate on Clear Mascara. Like, the game was excellent. The fact that they had anything stripped from them after you like repaired the infractions is absolutely crazy to me. Yeah. So I'm hoping that next year, like, if we work in a industry that is developed around tech, that we don't alienate anyone from new tech coming out. Like, that is fucking crazy. Let's absolutely cut that off and continue with the awards with anybody winning however they made the game. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
If you ever worked in balancing for any game ever, you'll realize one thing really quickly. Since gamers don't know anything at all. Hey, we need to nerf this gun. That gun gets nerfed. 3 other guns that are a way worse experience for the game pop up.
Yeah, but have you used a hairpin?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So it's literally exactly this, right? People complain about something changes. They don't know what they want. What they want is a direction. They want to be told what to hate. And right now, guys at the top, guys with 50 million subscribers on YouTube are telling you need to hate AI in game development, and that's why they hate it. Full stop.
Fuck trigger nades, am I right?
Trigger nades, brother. Dude, they're nerfing it, actually. They're nerfing it.
Yeah.
But okay, this one's a sad one for all of us. And it is that Supervive live service is ending in February of this year, unfortunately. And one of the things that we all asked each other is like, hey, do you guys want to play this? And one of the responses were, hey, no, because I don't want to be sad.
Yeah, the servers are on until February, right? And I was like, why would
February.
I get myself addicted and then, cucked?
It's sad. And so what I wanted to kind of ask this question is like, why is this happening, guys? Like, for us, if this came out whenever we were in high school or middle school, we would be playing this game religiously, and this would be the most fun thing that's ever been a part. Like, it would have just took over school, would have took over everything. League of Legends and Dota has been out for a very long time. Why did Supervive like not succeed? And like, honestly, sometimes it makes me worried about like the hardcore gamer specific, I guess, demographic that I grew up playing with, you know. Blake, we'll go with you first because you were last.
No.
Dub wants to go first.
Dub
wants to go first.
Go ahead, Dub.
Like, because everyone's gonna be all in the pity party and be like, "Oh, bro, I don't know, man. This was such a good game. They did X, Y, and Z, which I've never seen before." And like, at the end of the day,
we are gonna do that.
We all stopped playing while it was out and while it was going. So clearly,
speak for yourself.
They've been fumbling the ball for a long time. I think a lot of it was live ops at the end of the day and not being able to retain people as they came in. It's simply like looking back at our experience. I think we dove in like once every 3 months, played for a week, and then fell off, you know. And if they had, at the end of the day, a better live ops model around what was a fun game experience, they probably could have had some better sustaining power over here. It was also like maybe it was the right game at the wrong time, you know. Like, yeah. It's a good point. It's interesting thinking about, would I have played this as a kid over League of Legends? I still think the answer is no, because League of Legends was a better live ops model throughout all those years and was more fun. And my friends were playing, you know, like I was forced into playing League of Legends and getting a computer when I wanted to just be an Xbox player for the rest of my days. So I don't think Supervive would have hooked any of us, other than maybe it was never a good game. And that's the hard truth around it at the end of the day.
Let's let Sam go. He looked like he had the most spicy rebuttal to this.
Yeah, in terms of that, Sam, you can go first on that. But I appreciate your assumption of contrarian. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, nothing like a contrarian that gets out before everybody else to make sure that it's contrarian. Exactly. Good work, Dub.
I know you guys are going to jerk these guys off. I'm going to jerk them.
Okay, the game is intrinsically, provably good. 13,000 reviews on Steam, 4.5 stars on average. But it's a cautionary tale. Congrats on your great reviews. Anyway, pack your shit and get out of here. Like, this is not a success, but they did make a good game. They made a unique game, and most importantly, they made a fun game. The problem is it's too complex in general. Like, if you try to pick the game up, you're going to fail, and it's going to take a long time to get over that learning curve. That's problem number one. Number two, they change stuff consistently. It's really, really hard to pick it up a month from now and remember all the same items and stuff, because they're not the same. They've changed all of them every single time I picked it up. Yeah. That was a huge problem. But this proves two things, in my opinion. One, Indie studios without major publishers should not spend more than $10 million. Clair Obscur proved what's possible with that budget. Its Game of the Year quality is possible with that budget. Supervive raised $70 million. They raised 7 times the budget of the Game of the Year. And they made a good thing, and it still wasn't enough. And number 2, what it proved is you should not be making live service games if you're not a massive publisher with the connections to people to get this out. Like, I saw 0 streamers playing this. Where's Double Lift trying out Supervive? I didn't see it. Maybe it happened, but it didn't happen enough that everybody got to sort of undeniably be exposed to this game. If you don't have the resources, if you don't have the connections, the high AAA budget stuff is simply not for you anymore. You have to figure out a way to do it in a simpler way. I think this exact same game could actually be like a much simpler custom lobby only experience where you can play against different levels and shit, like auto chess. I don't know. There's some form of this that actually works really, really well, but it's unfortunate that they weren't able to make it happen. I just think it's a sign of where we're headed as an industry, which is you're not allowed to compete in this territory unless you're Blizzard, unless you're EA. So don't.
Yeah.
You have to face reality.
No, 100% on terms of that. Blake, we'll go with you, and then we'll end with Knock.
I was just shocked to see this is the first like game that I've seen that when Sam outlines a few things, like, yes, it was complicated, but like looking back when I played the game, there was never like a time that I like logged off or took a break that I could single-handedly point to something that was like, yeah, this is why I didn't like this, or this is why this guy quit, or this is why I'm not going to log in again. It was very shocking to me to just see the end of it, watch the video, and just remember like all the good times I had and not really be able to put a finger on a certain thing that I was like, you know what, this is what ruined it. Like, and we talked about all these different games. Like, I mean, hackers ruined a certain game, some sort of specific patch ruined a certain game. Like the way they delivered XYZ, I just didn't have any of those things that I could point to in Supervive and be like, this was a point of failure. The sum of its parts seemed great. I guess I'm gonna have to chalk it up to this is the first game, but like Sam brings up, like streamers, like this is the first game that maybe marketing just didn't match the budget that was spent on the original portion of the game. It just never had enough like grasp for the mainstream audience, and people just like calmly reverted back to the things they knew, like Dota, League, things like that, in their downtime. But the game itself was superb, and I'm just sad. Just pour one out, man. I'm very sad.
Pour one out indeed. And it's like one of the things that I was really sad about too was that they were just an excellent community managed team as well too. Like they were always very thankful for the community. They put emotes into the game with it. They've like put a whole bunch of like time and effort into all the different types of skins. They listen to the community when things are happening. And yeah, I agreed with Sam to some degree. Like they did change a lot of things from patch to patch, and that was something that we talked as a friend group of like, hey, like this has changed, and you actually had to watch like it was actually one of the only ones that I did watch the town hall because I knew that they were going to make some drastic changes to the game in the upcoming patch. But not close. They also. Here, oh, go ahead, Sam.
Sorry, really quick. They also, in order to solve the player liquidity problem, they didn't have enough users, so they said, we're going to get rid of duos and quads, and we're just going to make it trios. And I hated trios. They took away 2 things that people liked and gave us 1 thing that we'd never tried before. That's an insane fucking decision. Just make it duos or quads and force us into one of the pre-existing channels. To completely coin flip on that is insane. It was the stupidest thing they ever did. It drove me crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Nah, close this out, brother.
The problem with this game is that it was playing chess while riding a snowboard and making a cocktail, right? Those skills don't really overlap. And I think when you look at the type of genres that have been blended here, when you're looking, this is the problem, Dub. There are a few people, like the 5 of us here in this room, that have enough exposure in a BR and enough exposure in a MOBA to understand what is going on here. But when you jump into this game and you need to understand how a BR works, how you're supposed to be rotating, what sort of things you should be looking at, where the dead side of a particular zone is, that's a skill set in and of itself that takes hundreds of hours to fine-tune and understand. Then you look at a MOBA. All right, how do I manage cooldowns? How do I level my character? What champion am I playing? Does that champion strong in the early game? Should we be looking for fights early? Do I need to scale up towards the end of the game? How am I itemizing? What do these things look like? All of this matters, and the amount of information that you have to absorb when you're playing a game of Supervive is ridiculous. I played this game with people who are both professional in Fortnite and Apex Legends and people who play professionally in MOBAs. Those people understood half of the game immediately, but could not figure out the other half of the game. The Venn diagram of the number of people on the planet that understand MOBAs to the level that was required too difficult. It was a ton of fun. I loved it, but you were never, ever, ever going to have enough people in one region over any given moment of time to have successful lobbies. And one of the biggest issues you had with this game was to play both versions, both sides of this game. And I think that they were a victim of their own success. It was innovative. It was exciting. People who played it loved it. The problem was not enough people understood what it was that they were playing.
Really great points on that, Knock. And I think for me, it is very sad to just see the amount of execution that went into that and like how beautifully they did that specific overlap and nailed it and still died just like makes me like sad. But then like, you know, Expedition 33 comes out, Arc Raiders comes out. So it shows, you know, multiplayer, and there is still a demand for multiplayer types games, even ones that are paid for like $40 and have that much specific player liquidity. It is pretty freaking crazy. And they did say inside of their kind of like goodbye, or they're going to be closing shop for a while, called Theorycraft, is that their next game is going to look drastically different from Supervive. So even for them, they probably accounted for a lot of the stuff that you said, Knock. But it is very sad. Very sad to see. Dub, did you have one more point? Sorry.
No.
Nope. Okay, good. All right.
Nope.
Sounds good. All right, let's close this show out, guys. We're going to do some like more fun things on that. I'm going to actually skip the Mount Rushmore because I want to have a little bit more time on this one. But I'm going to be sharing the screen here for this. It is going to be...
This is the only Mount Rushmore we need, so we just clip to that. We can skip to the next and continue. Here we go.
It was the Mount Rushmore of MMORPGs. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we'll end it off here on a little bit more lighter note. But this was something that we put together for this show specifically. You have to choose one for each row. And this is the games that you're going to be playing for quite a while. And you cannot choose. So the way that I kind of thought about whenever I built it was you have MMORPGs, you have to choose one. You have a TCG, you have, shout out to Supervive in terms of that. You have a MOBA, and then you have an RPG that you're playing for the rest of your life. What are you choosing in terms of that? And so we're going to do popcorn style. So we're going to all say our first thing on that row. Hopefully it sparks debates or whatever it is to kind of give each other crap for that first one. So again, we'll go through first row. Everyone will go second row, et cetera, and then we'll piece together all of the specific.
There's only one answer on that first row, and I know where you guys are.
On this one, Knock, why don't we go snake draft here on this one? We'll go with Knock here first. What are you going on the top row?
Come on. What kind of question is this? It's RuneScape. Listen, it's turning 25 today, or this. I believe it turned 25 yesterday. It's one of the longest standing MMOs. It had an exactly 2-year-long period of drama within its community, to which it immediately remedied, and it's gotten bored of the amount of content. I can't say the same for Final Fantasy or for EverQuest or for World of Warcraft. I played all of those games, especially WoW, to the tune of thousands of hours. And I have.
You saying that it's RuneScape says so much more about you than it does about the actual game, dude. It just means you're content to click rocks for 25
so
fucking
much
years.
more about all of the people who are playing old school over the other 4 games. You know what, Peyton? Here's the question. The question was, you want to play one MMO for the rest of your life? Why not play the only one that is still alive?
Oh,
that false? Damn. False?
Jeez,
what?
That false? Can we fact check here?
It's completely false.
Name one, Blake.
Something that my kids will bring me as a drawing from school that I have to pretend to be excited about, then I don't want to fucking play it. If there's an arm hanging out and there's 7 legs.
That's a take that literal 15 million people every single day disagree with. So
dude,
it's unfortunate.
I can't handle it.
Yeah, it's old school RuneScape, Peyton.
Dude,
let's be real.
World of Warcraft still has 4x.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
RuneScape has 4 times less the daily active users of World of Warcraft, and you want to say it's the only alive MMO? That's insane, dude. That's insane. World of Warcraft by a country mile. World of Warcraft is so good that we'll play Classic, and then they'll take it away from us, and then we'll play it again, and then they'll re-release it with new spells. We'll play that, and then we'll get cucked into buying expansions for the fake new version of the old stuff, while also playing retail, which is 13 expansions deep. And you want to tell me that it's old school RuneScape? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
So I have a tie. I have to have a tie here. I just can't.
Oh,
I
don't-
can't. I can't tie break. I
don't
can't.
fence
So
hop.
EverQuest. The first 3 years of my life, I played one. Or the first 3 years it was released, I played 1 year of like lot. So 33% of my waking life was in EverQuest for the first 3 years that it was out. It was like ridiculous. I met friends that I was in their wedding. Some of the friends that I met in EverQuest became like my best man at my wedding. I mean, it has created relationships that I have
dork, dude.
Yeah, and dude, it's created relationships which I will never ever be able to denounce or come back from. Like the thing about EverQuest that I now refound in WoW that I'll talk about in a second, like it's all about the journey. Like the journey of EverQuest and just getting to the end was just like an unbelievable experience. Like, you know, there was no like, oh, I just want to hurry up and get to the end game to raid. Like obviously that's cool in some games, but like the whole journey along the leveling experience was like amazing and fun. And the reason that WoW is a tie now for me is WoW had that originally and lost it for a long time, but when they released Hardcore WoW, they were able to bring it back again. Like the fact that like you can do the regular campaign, like just the regular leveling up experience with like a rejuvenated like group of people that are like friendly, just about like the ride. Like it's brought it all back down to vibes even. Nox ready to kill it.
Listen. The argument for WoW, I just want to make a point here. The argument that both Sam and now Blake have independently brought up for WoW is that they copied 2 game modes from old school RuneScape. I just want to make that point.
And people bought them. And people bought them and
the
actually
best
played
thing
it.
about WoW is that they are kind of copying old school RuneScape.
You mean improved upon, right?
Which severely copied Ultima Online.
Yeah,
If you want to get technical, you dick.
Yeah, we're up here on Ultima Online here. Like the original, the original hardcore PvP in Ultima Online. Like they're not on this list, but like the fact that you could lose everything. Like I actually, as a small child, was weeping as I left the dungeon for the first time and got completely murdered by PKers and lost everything. Just like crying, like I had to start over. Like the fact that it had that much of an impact on my life is sad, but also a testament to how good those games were. I'm so glad that we have an MMO list because like all of us are so passionate about it, and like that just tells you like that even though MMOs fell off, like there's going to be a place for MMOs always. There is just always going to be. Yeah. There's something about that journey. So.
Love it.
One of those games is more popular today than it's ever been. Just want to make that point.
Nox still pandering, dude. Dub. Sorry, Nox talking too much. Dub, what's up?
Thank God I lived a life without MMOs in it. So I was bullied out of the computer lab to play RuneScape as a kid. It's a true story. So that
pity points
game,
on that one. I'll give you 5 pity points on that.
That game is dead to me for all and ever, but I was not nerdy enough to ever play World of Warcraft or EverQuest. I'm surprised EverQuest is still even available today, but Final Fantasy 14 looks fucking sick, dog. Like I'm
Have you ever played it, Dub?
No, I don't. I haven't played the other ones either, so I'm going after Final Fantasy 14 here, hands down, just because cover art looks cooler.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Trust the IP.
They've got you want to talk about a dead game? Final Fantasy. Any guesses, Dub, on how many daily active players play that game?
Hey, one more with me, man. That's all.
All right, so a total of 11.
Have you ever booted it up? Have you ever?
Have you made it to level 10?
He just
I
watched
told
the
you
Steam
it's
trailer.
new to me.
I just watched the Steam
just
trailer while
said.
everyone was talking. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Just let us get to TCGs and
All right, TCGs are next. All right, let's go in it. I like this round robin better than like everyone just going through. All right, so TCGs are up. We have Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And the reason why I picked these is because I know every single one of you guys enjoys a very specific one, just like the first one. But let's go with.
Peyton,
yeah, go ahead. Zach.
Real quick, are we saying like to collect, to play, the digital, the physical? There's a lot of nuance here.
I think it's just like if you could only have
package, baby.
Yeah, if you could only.
Another correct one answer only.
No, dude, and it's the wrong one.
Oh my gosh! But in terms of this one, it's mostly just like the whole experience. So it is unfortunate. Hearthstone doesn't really have like a physical TCG type of like. I guess there is, but like there's still not like a big one as Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh. But anyways, you still have to pick. And Sam, you're up first.
Okay, if it's based on gameplay, it's definitely Hearthstone. Hearthstone is by far the most fun out of these four. It's simple. If you try to play Magic the Gathering and you haven't been playing for the last 5 years, you're gonna have an absolutely miserable time. You're not gonna own 99% of the cards you need, and then whenever you buy cards that you thought you needed, they're gonna put it into some edition, and they're gonna be like, no, you can't use cards from that edition because that was broken. So you have to get cards from this edition, and then your deck doesn't work. And $400 later, you cry, you leave, you go to Hearthstone. Magic the Gathering had some amazing years. They have jumped the shark, an insane amount of expansions, an insane amount of IP collabs. It's toast. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is only for weebs. I'm sorry, it's true. Pokemon, by far and away, is the best combination of like games, IPs, stuff that you want to collect. The TCG set 151 single-handedly made me care about physical cards again. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of their actual game, but it is decent. And then, you have everything else that go into Pokemon. So it's fun to be able to share it with friends, too. It's one of those things that, like, all of your friends are always doing it. So it's always fun to do again because you can talk to people about it,
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Blake.
I mean, Magic the Gathering, easy. I mean, it's like the fact that like you described exactly why I love the game. Not the rotations, but like the depth, like the amount of like things that continue to come out for this game continue to add depth. I will say the amount of collabs that are not fantasy are starting to get a little iffy. So we need to
shout out to Dwight Schrute. Shout out to the Dwight Schrute deck.
Yeah, dude, we need to kind of wrap that back in. I don't need Marvel in my Magic the Gathering sets.
Just wait for Call of Duty to come out, dude. They're right next up, dude.
One of the things I like about Magic is kind of an always back and forth battle. I hate the your turn, my turn thing in Hearthstone. Like I want some interaction. I need there to be like some back and forth, like kind of thrill in the turns where there's a lot like extra level of thinking that goes into Magic that I like actually prefer than like Hearthstone where it's just like, oh, okay, your turn, all right, sit back, okay, my turn, all right, like that's cool. But like the fact that Magic has been around so long and has such a big competitive scene, I think is a massive testament. They've also done a good job of like creating multiple like ways to play the game that appeal to a lot of different audiences. So you can, be someone that just plays, like I just play limited, so I just draft, and I love that. That's like the way that I like to play. They just have people that do constructed, like, that collect the cards, play the meta, and that's what they play. And then they have, the like formats, like the older formats, and then they have Commander, which is like a more casual format that you play with 4 players with friends. Like they've built an ecosystem that can support so many different types of gamers, and the fact that they have all these collabs, I think, is like showing you the power. Like everybody wants to work with Magic. I just hope they are a little more picky with the people they partner with in the future.
No, dude,
like
it's money, bro.
Final Fantasy collab. Dude. Final Fantasy collab was amazing. Some of the
Spoken like a dude who's gonna pick Dota in the next category. You fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
We'll go with Dub and then we'll end with Knox.
Yeah, dude, this is wild to hear. First, just on like the consumer, because for TCGs, it's not about just playing the digital card game. It is about collecting physicals as well, and the full like how you get to enjoy it. Hearthstone. Everyone knows it's just a trash bin at this point. You come in, spend $60 to $100 to get something that is semi-competitive, only to have to buy the next $30 thing the month after. And to Blake's point, like Magic the Gathering is clearly the GOAT at what they're doing. It's really interesting that they're the trailblazers and like they're trying to still make it all work despite having all of these cards and having to like say things can't be played in tournaments and shit is wild. I got a bone to pick with Pokemon. Like from a consumer collector point of view, it's impossible to participate. They have filled vending machines across every grocery store in every major city in North America, and all of them are sold out by scalpers. And you couldn't go and buy a Pokemon pack at retail if you wanted. And that's why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is my top fucking pick here. It's so...
I literally put it there just to have like another specific choice that no one will choose. It's
dude, this is literally the best pick for so many reasons right now. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Has realized...
Talk about recency bias, Dub.
Yeah, I pulled the fucking Blue Eyes White Shining Dragon, exactly. The best goddamn card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of course I'm fucking hyped. From a $15 pack at Walmart. The retail stores are full of options at Yu-Gi-Oh! from
'cause no
retro
one buys
to
it,
new.
bro.
Exactly, it's perfect. If you're a fan, you want to dive in, and there's a great digital gameplay experience upon it. But the reason why they're my GOAT right now is they know that they're in like 4th, 5th place compared to everyone else, and they're taking major pivots at their company right now to actually compete in the upcoming years. Case in point, they have full art, they have serialized cards coming out for the first time in their history.
Crazy work.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Knock. Close us out, please.
Yeah,
Please.
Dub saying 3rd or 4th while ignoring
The
One
3 that are
Piece.
ahead of them.
One Piece and Gundam.
I landed towards 5th, you know,
Japan,
Magic, One Piece.
Pokemon has 3 different regions that print better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Listen, look, you look at a TCG, I think you think of 5 things. I wrote them down here. Not that you can see that, but I put them down on a little sticky note here. I got 5 categories for what's important to a TCG. It's gameplay, it's consumer, it's viewership or play, collectability, and IP. And if you look at those 5 categories, one name is number 1 on 4 of those options and is number 2 or 3 on the other one. You look at gameplay, it's hard to disagree with Sam. It's clearly Hearthstone. I think it's the best, most polished game. I think it makes the most sense. I think, listen, when you have to break up your TCG into 5 or 6 different game modes, then it's just too complicated for the average person to want to participate. And I think that Hearthstone does it there.
True.
You look at consumer, it's clearly Pokemon. Pokemon, of all of these games here, is the only TCG with a physical set that actually defends the consumer. Magic does a really good job of creating packs that make sense for the player, but is an otherwise terrible experience for somebody who's collecting. You look at Pokemon, they have limited print runs. They give you an exact time frame on how long those print runs going to operate for. They give you reprints. They tell you when those reprints are coming. They give you fun packs. They give you booster packs. They give you Christmas things. There's a lot of consumer availability. Dub, I understand that you say, you go to Walmart and it's not there. Those people are idiots. If you go to any TCG or a board game shop, you're going to find shelves stocked full of Pokemon cards. A lot of those cards will be at retail. You look at viewership, there's only one answer. It's Pokemon. The Pokemon World Championship from a TCG perspective is 6-7 times as big as the Magic World Champion, which is the next biggest by viewership. Nobody even knows Yu-Gi-Oh! Still exists, so of course they're not watching it. You look at collectability, it's Pokemon. Every most important card in a game, with the exception of the original 9, the famous 9 in Magic, the Black Lotus and its kin, every other collectible card comes from Pokemon. You look at IP, let's be real. Outside of Black Lotus, your average person can't name a single thing that exists within the world of Magic the Gathering, and most of those people can't even name Black Lotus. You look at Pokemon, your average person can name 151 Pokemon that they love, that they know, that they're excited about, and if you're even remotely close to a little bit of a more in-depth fan, that number probably rapidly approaches 400 or 500 Pokemon that you can name. It's Pokemon in 4 of these 5 categories. The only category it loses is gameplay. It wins everything else by a mile. It's Pokemon. It's the only one that matters on this list.
Hard to disagree.
The
on
fact
that
that Hearthstone is the winner of the gameplay, it makes me very sad.
Dude.
I agree with the rest of your take is strong, but that is abysmal.
Dude, no, just go watch pack opening streams lately, and 9 out of 10 Pokemon pack opening streamers, like the first 9 cards they open, they look like they're about to die of boredom.
I think
it's a rip and ship. So that is part of the gist of it here. That's part of the experience. Pokemon. The collectability of Pokemon has increased to a level where there are literally 4, 5, 6 different verticals of businesses you can spin up purely off of Pokemon collectability.
We did learn something very important today. Mormons are very, very big on Pokemon, apparently, because
Dub's allergic to them.
Because Dub cannot find a pack to save his life in his area.
Even the trading card shops here, it's insane. They have Magic the Gathering up their assholes, but no fucking Pokemon for their life. They laughed at me.
Are they all attached to a church? Like, is that what's going on here?
I guess.
all right, guys, let's line this plane here. Last 10 minutes here. We have the next row right here is Dota 2, League of Legends, StarCraft 2, Supervive. I kind of did the MOBA, but this one's very tough for Sam, so I'm going to let him go last to really think about this. But we'll go with Knock, Dub, Blake, and then Sam.
Listen, I know it should be. I know it should be StarCraft, and I think StarCraft is a very, 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 very close, almost coin flip second, but it's League of Legends. It's a game now that has transcended just video games. It is a transmedia IP. There are shows about it. There's music about it. Linkin Park came back and delivered a song for the League of Legends World Championship. It is so far beyond a game. It is permeating all aspects of pop culture to the point where it literally was cited as the World Championship is incredible. But then you also get some of the best shows and media around the game that we have seen. There are lore videos on the history. What we saw out of the Netflix series was incredible. Arcane, one of the best shows I think I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It's definitely not StarCraft 2 or Dota 2 because those games were just like new to me last year, and I still haven't sat down and be able to understand even what's going on with them. And League of Legends is, as Nock pointed out, has just been the dominant. Like it trailblazed for esports. It's led Faker to becoming this insane like person in South Korea. Like he literally has a tunnel going from his house to his parents' house because he can't be up in the daylight. Otherwise, he'll be crashed by people every single day. So, like, I don't see any other video game on this list being able to support that level of stardom happening. I mean, he has his own, like, McDonald's commercial currently. So, the last time I saw IP like that was Teeny Weeny Babies. So, I definitely think League of Legends, hands down, here is stomping everyone else.
What did Dub just say?
Yeah, I gotta... Teeny weeny babies. I have no clue. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's a great document. What do you mean? The first collectible, dude, Teeny Weeny, and they launched on the McDonald's. It was the first like McDonald's collab toy. So yeah,
This is just like you've never played any of these games. Like I've never heard of that before. All right, Blake.
I think my answer will be shocking. I mean, 5 years ago, it would have been Dota 2, like, hands down. I think the gameplay is just far superior to League. But the thing that changed it all for me was the expansion of the IP. The fact that they made Arcane just solidified it for me. Like, that show made me absolutely love the characters and the world that is being built here. And I have played, I don't know, 20x the amount of like Dota compared to League. Like I played plenty of League, but probably 20x hours into Dota 2. But it has always just remained Dota 2. It did not kind of expand outside of that. And the fact that we might get an MMO, speaking of MMOs for today, could this one breach the Mount Rushmore? We shall see. That is going to be the thing that I'm looking for. I'm going to be selecting selecting League of Legends. I think this is your best category as far as how close all four are. But League of Legends is going to be the winner for me. Shout out to Arcane. Please, for the love of God, make sure that there's more seasons. Please.
Please. All right, Sam. Okay. I know this one was tough. I made this whole row for you.
Well, first off, Blake, League and Riot just decided they couldn't even finish Hytale, which was supposed to be Minecraft, but slightly better. So the idea that they're going to be able to execute on an MMO is about 0 out of 1,000.
Did they say the release date was like 7 years?
Please.
Yeah, they said it was so bad that they gave it away for free to the previous team after they bought it from them, and then they said, "Anyway, we'll release it another decade from now."
Well, you better not be saying StarCraft then, because I remember Ghost vividly. Okay, so you better be saying Dota 2 here.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is going to surprise everybody. Yeah, so StarCraft, for anybody that doesn't know, I was a very, very bad semi-pro StarCraft 2 player. I loved StarCraft 2. I consider it one of the great figure it out. And the problem has been over and over and over again that, yes, they will figure it out. Yes, it's cool to let gamers be ingenious, have ingenuity, but with that being said, you can't leave them in that swamp forever. I don't care if they figure it out in 6 months, because they spent 5.5 months having 0 fun. So you have to patch things and make it more interesting. They ruined StarCraft 2. They killed it, even though it's still kind of active and there are masochists that still enjoy playing the game. That is not a reason that it should be the best game compared to League of Legends and Dota 2. League is the clear winner here. Dota has a special place in my heart. It is incredibly deep. There is really, really sophisticated gameplay, but it's very hard to get into. And like you guys said, the times that they've tried to spin it off, Overlords was like their version of auto chess. Not good. Obviously, you made auto chess in Dota, so there's something to be said there. But realistically, League of Legends is the ultimate winner. Oh, my boy, Wild Rift. Dude, I just hit Master League and Wild Rift in the week that I had off. I was grinding and grinding and grinding. I had so much fun.
Man, Sam's not texting me that much. It was like, I know what it is. It's freaking
I was locked in.
Our first clean sweep. You love
I'm downloading it right now. I have to get back into it.
Dude, I know.
Dude, it's so fun.
I was talking from the guy that's at community for Sui. He also plays it, and he also like has like those things. I was like, dude, yo, that's freaking crazy. It was James.
Don't tempt me with a good time, boys.
Yeah, dude. Well, we gotta play. All right, last one. This one's a tough one, at least for me. Whenever I put it out, but Blake said that it was just super easy. There's Baldur's Gate 3, Witcher 3, Zelda, and then Skyrim. Not Zelda as a whole, but the most recent one, which I actually didn't play. I only played Breath of the Wild, but I can't see it from here. But in terms of that one, what are the ones that we're gonna do here? Blake, you have the floor.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was easy pick for Baldur's Gate. Like the Baldur's Gate, like replayability and like my desire to explore things in that game was just like above and beyond. I'm also a huge D&D guy, so the fact that this like ties that in, and I can kind of like understand parts of the game, and there's like these rule sets that I'm kind of comprehending and working around, and like the freedom that I have in the game was like undeniable. Like Witcher does like a decent job of like kind of, you know, making a world that I'm interested in, but I still always feel like I'm a little bit on the rails. Like, you know, there's not like a million different endings and different things that you can do, different characters. Like, you can't just like kill off a whole portion of your party and continue. Like the fact that you can just do whatever you want in Baldur's Gate is kind of one of the things that makes it like awesome for me. The storytelling in that game is like amazing. I loved like, you know, digging deep on all the players. I admit though, I have not even finished Baldur's Gate because I've restarted it like 5 different times with different groups of friends. So like I'm currently playing through it right now with a group of friends. We're on Act 3.
You guys are very committed. You guys play like every night.
I am hoping that we're going to finish that, and I will have even more information to solidify this for me. I have finished Witcher 3. I have finished Skyrim. I have not played a lot of Zelda, but for me, this was an easy Baldur's Gate 3. I will continue to check out anything that Larian produces. I am not a fan that they're moving away from the D&D centric like rule set. Like I love that. I think it gave extra structure to the game.
I think it's because of Baldur's Gate though, right?
Yeah.
And, like I think they're going back to their Divinity original like sin like 2 and 1, which didn't have like as much role in D&D implementation. Sam, what about you?
I think that this is a list of games that I've never finished. I've played all of them. Haven't been able to get myself across the finish line. Even Skyrim, I know it's on 472 devices. Yeah. I've played through that fucking cart scene that's iconic that we made into a meme because it's so long and you can't skip it. I must have watched that thing at least 6 times myself trying to get myself to play Skyrim again. I could never do it. Baldur's Gate, Divinity Original Sin 2, I played a bunch of that. I played Baldur's Gate 3 recently. I still got like halfway, it was like 40 hours in, couldn't finish it. I think it probably has to be Skyrim just because if it's on every device known to man, that means there's the demand to put it on every device known to man, which means it's pretty damn successful. That being said, if I had to play any of them right now, I would either pick Baldur's Gate or Zelda.
Nice. All right, how about you, Dub? And then we'll end with Knock.
I don't know. Dude, I tried to play Baldur's Gate with my friend once. I must be too stupid to handle it, so I'm not ever touching it again. The Witcher I played through, and I don't need to have sex with those witches again.
Again,
yeah.
So,
he's like, I finished that part, but after that,
I don't actually know what the story is.
I've done that, dude. But in Skyrim, I played the shit out of that, and I feel bad because I used that one cheating class where you could summon the bow and arrow as a wizard and have infinite arrows, and I max stacked through that. So I'd love to throw it back for old time's sake and just be a warrior and play it the right way. And honestly, Zelda and Link, they should have stopped making games after the Nintendo 64. So I'm definitely passing on that one.
That's a crazy take, Knock, please.
It did make me sad that I thought for sure my son would kind of get into Zelda. I was like, man, everybody loved this growing up. Like, let's try a new one. And nope, my son has absolutely been like brain fried by like, you know, the Call of Duties and the Fortnites and the instant gratification of the world.
And the new Zelda's like Lincoln Logs with extra steps. Like I don't get what's going on. So like I'd much rather play Skyrim.
I don't know about this one. No, listen, there are 2 options, and it's Zelda or Baldur's Gate. For me, it's Zelda. I think that the depth of the world, what they brought to the Switch, in a console that really struggles to deliver anything that's even remotely cool because of the performance limitations on that console, Zelda has twice now been the best thing that they've delivered.
Right.
So for me, it's Zelda. That being said, all 4 of these titles are home runs. Like every one of these games, you pick one up, you play it, you're gonna love it. To Sam's point, I look at Skyrim in the same way that I look at Minecraft. And what I mean by that is I've bought it on everything, including my toaster and my fridge. So for me, that means there's some interest in playing Skyrim for the 700th time.
Damn
To the
right.
even point where they release like Elder Scrolls Online, and they've released like 57 different deviations of the universe, and people are still buying that game. It's exciting. But it's Zelda for me because it brings something to a system that I think is largely underwhelming in a way that isn't underwhelming, and I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, facts, guys. Well, that was a fantastic show. I apologize, guys, for people that are watching on stream. I currently have no internet down. I've been streaming with these guys, and restream I think is probably the source of the issue. So apologies. I'll make it better for next time on that side of things. But thank you guys. If it is live currently, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll make sure we clip all of this up. We'll also upload the full specific version to YouTube for you guys to watch for your viewing pleasure. And the Mount Rushmore of MMORPGs is being shown by Blake right now. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next
The
week.
RuneScape face. So good.